Many of you who are viewing this video are mistaken, and that is what I am here to tell you today. Comments like, "This bull run is over, I am making no money, and I am going to sell my XRP" have started appearing online. It's entirely up to you whether you want to do that, and I appreciate that, but you'll probably want to see this film through to the finish before deciding, because I'm going to provide you all with a ton of evidence and factual analysis from the real world to show you that thinking that way is probably the worst thing you can do for your own bags right now. The first topic I want to discuss is something that taught me how to make a lot of money with cryptocurrencies, and will do the same for all of you. It simply comes down to investing in general, and whether it be in stocks, real estate, cryptocurrency, or anything else, this will yield a huge amount of value. Therefore, I would suggest that consumer confidence, small business, and major firm indexes are among the most significant indicators available when it comes to investing. We can clearly see how the market is feeling right now thanks to these kinds of confidence indicators. I want to make extremely clear now for everyone who is viewing this video. You shouldn't sell just because someone is extremely afraid. Actually, it usually means the exact opposite. Put another way, you want to be bullish when people are afraid. It is best to be bearish while others are bullish. You'll make a lot of money with this kind of mindset. As we watch this film, the cause of that will become abundantly evident. First, however, I would like to discuss the current state of the confidence indexes. I currently reside in Canada and am a Canadian. I am aware that some of you were unaware of that. Additionally, I've been examining the US and Canadian indices, and I've noticed a very distinct tendency. You can see that these are all the lowest consumer confidence data points ever recorded for small companies in Canada by looking at this index right here. As you can see, following Trump's tariffs, the fear index is at its lowest level in 25 years. Since the index began tracking at this level, we have never seen it this low, and Trump's tariffs are the cause of that. A very similar tendency is currently being observed in the United States of America as well. The economic picture is extremely uncertain, and their consumer worry indexes are essentially at all-time lows. This applies to small, medium, and large businesses alike. However, small business is, in my opinion, the most significant indicator. Why is that then? Well, the bulk of businesses in a nation are small businesses. This is true in the majority of nations, and the abundance of tiny, independent mom-and-pop stores is the cause of that. However, there is one thing that all of these tiny mom-and-pop stores have in common. They lack economic expertise about what typically occurs during these times. There is a lot more certainty than many of these folks know, but it does make sense to be afraid when there is ambiguity. Simply put, they lack the education necessary to completely comprehend what is happening. Now, I want to talk about that because, as you may know, I've been looking at the data every day, and Trump's tariffs have actually become fairly predictable for me. I want to share with you all how he typically calculates this, the effects it has, and how we can profit from it. As you can see, Trump said on March 21st that April 2nd would be America's Liberation Day, and that reciprocal tariffs would be implemented for everyone, and no one can take any action to change it. This is happening regardless. The following day, however, President Trump abruptly declares that the reciprocal tariffs proposal will be flexible. Of fact, this has actually occurred a few times already. "There is nothing you can do to remove these tariffs or postpone them or anything," he said Mexico. He also told Canada the same thing. Nevertheless, depending on whatever country we are discussing, he either delayed the tariffs or made revisions to them a few days later or a few days earlier, correct? In essence, he makes a clear statement that there is nothing you can do about these tariffs, which is creating a great deal of market panic. There's no doubt about that. Following that, the markets price this in. All right, they continue, if these tariffs are implemented, economic activity will undoubtedly slow down until all of these industries are able to adjust to these changes and, of course, increase their production to meet this new type of demand that will be in the markets. Naturally, Trump then modifies his plans once more. Usually, this results in a significant rally as the market's prices for these levies remain unchanged until they do, correct? So if you take a reasonable look at it, you can see how Trump is constantly changing his messaging in this way and how the markets are affected. Then you can begin to realize that, well, Trump does not want these tariffs to be in place indefinitely. For example, he will undoubtedly impose some tariffs, but he will not impose tariffs of 50%, 100%, or any other percentage, and then simply leave them in place and declare that everyone is to blame. No, that won't take place. This provides a crucial background for what I'm about to demonstrate to you all, because once we have a better understanding of his trading style, we can trade around it by regularly purchasing those bottoms and of course trying to sell the tops. However, I just want to present to you all the indisputable proof of the kind of influence that this often produces. As you can see, the market for Bitcoin lost around USD 1.5 trillion. After the trade war officially began, the market really fell another 63.25% in a very short amount of time. This has indeed occurred a few times throughout history, as we can see, where we observed that the markets actually had a significant decline before rising again. We may observe that the extreme terror index reached extreme fear around these times, such as around the time the dumps began. However, you should be at the complete opposite end if you are an investor during this period. Following those dumps, you mean you can actually purchase anything for a third of its true fair value? Therefore, we really want to concentrate on it. Of course, there are other economic developments as well, such as the United States debt ceiling rising, the country providing large sums of money, and their shifting political positions, all of which will have significant repercussions. However, since we know that April 2nd is the date and we have a solid understanding of how Bitcoin, XRP, and the rest of the cryptocurrency market often perform during these times, I believe that tariffs should be our top priority overall. Correct. Right here you look like February. Additionally, there was a lot of unfavorable price activity as soon as the trade war fiasco truly got underway. During the time when Trump was saying, okay, these tariffs are going on no matter what, there is nothing you can do. However, there was a considerably larger number. After these began, Bitcoin truly dropped from $99,000 per coin right here to a low of $78,000 per coin on February 28th. We can see that we bounced back very instantly after reaching this low. If we scroll in a little bit, indeed, we dropped from 99,000 to 78,000 right now, which is crazy for Bitcoin given that it only took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 days to accomplish it. It's crazy that we went from that price point in just 1 week.